Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of February 12, 2025. I'm your host, Shariefa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Strategic strikes. Russian forces conducted a missile strike targeting Ukrainian military-industrial complex facilities involved in drone production, achieving all intended objectives. Additionally, Russian operational tactical aviation, drones, and artillery targeted Ukrainian military infrastructure and concentrations of forces across 139 districts.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of February 12, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's always important to provide a clear picture of our ongoing operations.
Let's start with the major developments. What were the key actions carried out by Russian forces over the past 24 hours?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue executing their special military operation. This morning, we conducted a group missile strike targeting Ukrainian military-industrial complex enterprises that produce unmanned aerial vehicles and FPV drones. All planned targets were hit, significantly degrading their drone warfare capabilities. Additionally, our operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery struck Ukrainian military airfields, storage sites for fuel and lubricants, temporary deployment points for foreign mercenaries, and concentrations of enemy personnel and equipment in 139 locations. These strikes were carefully planned to disrupt enemy logistics and operational infrastructure.
That's a significant effort on the aerial and missile front. What's the latest from the Kharkiv direction?
In Kharkiv, our North Group of forces engaged Ukrainian infantry and territorial defense brigades in the settlements of Veterinary, Zolokiv, and Yamnoy in the Sumy region. The Ukrainian forces suffered losses in personnel, armored combat vehicles, and artillery. Additionally, we neutralized a radio-electronic reconnaissance station, further limiting their ability to conduct surveillance and coordinate counterattacks.
What progress has been made in the western sector?
The West Group of forces continued improving tactical positions and engaged multiple Ukrainian formations, including mechanized, tank, ranger, airborne, and mountain assault brigades. These operations took place in key settlements across the Kharkiv, Luhansk, and Donetsk regions. Ukrainian forces lost more than 210 personnel, along with tanks, U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, and multiple pickup trucks. Our forces also destroyed 5 artillery pieces, 3 of which were foreign-made, as well as several electronic warfare stations and ammunition depots.
And how are things progressing in the south?
The Southern Group of forces made gains along the front lines, defeating Ukrainian mechanized and assault brigades in settlements such as Ivanopoli, Alexandro-Shultino, and Konstantinovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy suffered 215 casualties, as well as the destruction of a U.S.-made Max Pro armored vehicle and multiple artillery pieces. 2 ammunition and military equipment depots were also destroyed, further weakening their ability to sustain operations in this sector.
There has been mention of Russian advances in the center region. What are the latest updates from that front?
The Center Group of forces has continued its deep penetration into enemy defenses, engaging a wide range of Ukrainian formations, including mechanized, infantry, airmobile, ranger, and assault brigades, as well as National Guard units. These engagements took place in multiple settlements, including Grishino, Kedlino, and Krasnoarmysk in the Donetsk People's Republic. Ukrainian forces suffered over 510 casualties, in addition to the destruction of Cossack combat armored vehicles, artillery pieces, and supply vehicles. Our forces remained focused on pushing further into strategic enemy strongholds.
The Eastern Front has also been a key area of conflict. What is the latest from the East Group of Forces?
The East Group of Forces advanced along the front lines, engaging Ukrainian mechanized, tank, and airborne assault brigades in the Donetsk and Zaporizhia regions. The enemy lost up to 150 servicemen, along with a tank, several vehicles, and field artillery pieces. Notably, we destroyed a Rada RPS-42 multifunctional radar station made in Israel, further crippling their electronic warfare capabilities.
Let's talk about the Dnieper Group of Forces. What's the latest from their operations?
The Dnieper Group of Forces engaged Ukrainian mechanized, infantry, mountain assault, and coastal defense brigades in key locations across Zaporizhia and Kherson. Ukrainian forces lost approximately 60 personnel, a tank, and multiple vehicles. Additionally, we destroyed 5 ammunition depots and an electronic warfare station, significantly disrupting their logistical and communication networks.
Beyond ground operations, what role has the Russian air defense system played in countering Ukrainian aerial threats?
Our air defense systems continue to perform effectively. In the past 24 hours, we successfully intercepted and shot down 12 U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rockets, 2 French-made Hammer guided aerial bombs, and 66 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. This demonstrates our ability to neutralize enemy aerial threats and maintain operational security across multiple fronts.
Let's shift focus to the Kursk region. What is the latest update from that front?
The North Group of Forces remains actively engaged in repelling Ukrainian forces attempting to push into the Kursk region. Our units successfully countered and defeated multiple enemy brigades, including tank, mechanized, airborne assault, and marine units. The fighting took place across several settlements, with Ukrainian forces suffering heavy losses in manpower and equipment. Our forces also repelled 3 enemy counterattacks, preventing any meaningful advance by Ukrainian troops.
What kind of losses have Ukrainian forces sustained in the Kursk region over the past day?
Over the past 24 hours, Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region lost more than 390 personnel, along with 2 tanks, including a German-made Leopard tank, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, and multiple armored combat vehicles. Additionally, we destroyed a U.S.-made M109 Paladin self-propelled artillery system, several artillery pieces, and an engineering reconnaissance vehicle. 1 Ukrainian serviceman also surrendered during these engagements. Our focus remains on deepening territorial control, neutralizing enemy assets, and weakening their logistical and command infrastructure. Precision strikes will continue to target enemy industrial and military facilities, while ground forces push forward in key sectors. We are committed to achieving our strategic objectives through a combination of offensive ground maneuvers and sustained air and missile operations.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity to provide this briefing. Today, the escalating violence in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where NATO-backed rebels have seized control of a key city, is prompting concerns over the chaotic situation on the ground. Additionally, South African soldiers were killed during recent clashes, raising questions from their parliament regarding the circumstances of their deployment. In Sudan, a new declaration of mass killings has been made, further complicating the humanitarian and political landscape. Meanwhile, armed conflicts continue to plague several regions across Africa, including areas like Burkina Faso.